Hey everybody, welcome to another Wonderwoods video. In the last few videos I've shown some filling of knot holes and cracks with the hot glue gun. My wife's calling it the squirt gun, so she said you should make a video out of using your squirt gun. So that's what I thought I'd show today. We use a lot of natural wood, solid wood, and they tend to have knots, cracks, other defects that we have to work on. We use epoxy a lot, we use a lot of other fillers, but lately I've been using the hot glue gun, not exclusively but almost exclusively. If I can use this hot glue gun to make a repair on the wood, I'm going to use it. So the one that we've got is, we ordered it from Ramgate. It came as a system, the hot glue gun, the aluminum, it's a heat sink and a press, so use that to push the hot glue down. And then it came with a plain iron, nice and flat, for cutting the glue off after you use it. So this hot glue gun is 300 watts. I don't think there's anything special about this hot glue gun. I did a little bit of research and it looks like you can get this hot glue gun or one like it anywhere, or at least a lot of places, for not too much money. I think that we possibly overpaid for this one, but it works fine. And like I said, it came with a complete system, meaning this, the heat sink, and the plain iron. We've been using the fillers that we've been using. I'm calling they're hot glue sticks basically, but it's not exactly hot glue. The ones we've been using are from Tech. We've been ordering those because they're less expensive than the ones from Ramgate. I don't know if they're any different, better, or worse, but they are less expensive. They come in different colors. We mostly use black and almost everything. But you see there's a couple different colors here, and there's even other colors you can get. One quick note on wood filler. Any wood filler, whether it's the hot glue gun or any other filler system you're using, try to miss on the color. If you can get it dead on, that's perfect. But if you miss darker on the color. If you miss on the fill, as far as color goes, and it's lighter, it looks fake. It looks like bubble gum, it looks like paste, it looks like caulk, it looks like something not real, as compared to if you miss in the color and miss darker, it looks 10 times better. I can't tell you exactly why that is, but I can tell you it looks completely fake if you use a lighter color. So we very rarely use these lighter colors. We almost always use black. So the system's really easy to use. This is already ready to go. I've had it heat up for a little bit. You just simply push it down, pull the trigger, go over the fill like that. Then you use this aluminum block to push it down. That pushes it down into cracks, and it makes it cool down fast. So if it's still hot, you'll feel it. It'll be kind of stuck to this aluminum. Once it's cool enough, it'll come right off. It's still stuck a little bit, still a little bit hot. That was pretty much fill, so it takes a second for it to cool down. And it comes right off. And I would feel it too to see how it feels. Out here where I smashed it, out here on the sides, you can feel it's really cool. And the center feels nice and cool too. So then the plain iron, just go over it like this. I do a little cutting motion to the side. Shears a little bit as compared to just pushing it out. Cut a little bit at a time. I'll come from the other side. There's not much fill here on this little crack, so it's really easy to cut off. Just like that. And it's done. Really nice and flat. So after that, you can sand it. So sand's nice and easy just like that. Feels nice and smooth, nice and level. It has no problem sanding. Now, I will tell you that we try to save even more money by buying some black, not from Not Tech, hot glue, and it's impossible to use. We would fill it, and then as soon as we try to sand it, or cut it, or do anything like that, it would just, I think it has a lower melting temperature, and it would just move around, and you couldn't really sand it. This obviously has a higher melting temperature, and so when you sand it, the abrasiveness from the sandpaper doesn't get it too hot, and it can sand perfectly smooth. So on these bigger fills like this, there's often bark inclusions, things like that, more natural features. And instead of filling it just with straight black and having a big black blob there, it's nice with the hot glue that you can add elements to it if you need to. In this case, bark specifically, which I think is fantastic to help break up the surface a bit. And like I said, this already has bark in it. So to add a little bit more bark with the grain works great. Like I said, the hot glue will shrink a little bit while you're doing this. You need to take a second, wait for that to cool down, and then you can build the surface up. And then trim those off. Now you can see the amount of time I did this area about this big, and I just used almost 2 sticks. So if you're doing a big fill, it's going to gobble up the glue pretty fast. I'm going to stop right here on this fill because obviously it's the same going all the way down. The other thing I like about using the hot glue is that it's not entirely permanent, meaning that if I'm working on something like this big fill, and I'm adding things like bark and stuff like that, and I don't like it, I can work on it some more. So say I've got this spot, it wasn't that great, and I started sanding it, and it looked a little like it needed more visual interest, maybe some pieces I didn't like, looked unnatural, that kind of thing. I can just take a heat gun, heat the glue back up, and take some of my bark chunks that I like so much, and push them back down in there. So you had a little crack, this little guy right here, just do it like that, squish it down. This was really fast, these little ones super fast. That, done, squish, cut, it's like perfect. That one, I gotta show you how good that one is. That's so nice. How good that is. I love that. Oh look, here's a little crack. Fill it. Here's a little crack. Fill it. Done. Look how fast that is. I ran out of cracks. I filled them all. There's nothing left.